This is not a word for everybody, but this is a word for a small group of people. And you'll know this is your word because you have literally said to the Lord, God, I'm tired of starting over. I'm tired of starting from the beginning again. This always happens to me. This is a repetitive pattern. What is going on? Every time I think this is it and I'm about to get comfortable, I have to start over again. I got to do this over again. God understands. And you know what the Lord said? This time is going to be different. This time it's going to be different. Okay? Have faith in Him. Have faith in Him. You have to understand something. First and foremost, I just want to say that whoever this word is for, there's a group of people during the fall that are going to be moving. Some of you guys, God has already told you you're going to be moving and to prepare to move. And then some of you guys, you're going to abruptly move, as in God did not tell you that you're going to move as yet, but something's going to happen to where you have to abruptly move. And this is a test, okay? This is a test. And this may cause a bit of frustration because you are the kind of person that you have been moving your whole life. You have been moving from place to place, city to city, country to country. But in this particular case, this move is what's going to open the door for the next chapter of your life. This move is what's going to help your breakthrough. This move is what's going to remove you from the people, places, and things that God does not want and that no longer serves your life and what is according to His will for your life. Okay? So it's going to feel like the worst thing ever in the moment. It's going to feel tiring. It's going to feel draining. But the Lord is going to move you because this is according to His will. This is according to His plan. And this is something that, you know, it's not that it just happened, even though it may abruptly happen for you, it's not that it's abruptly just happening and it was not a part of God's plan. No, God knew the whole time that this was going to happen, and God allowed it to happen this way because that is what is supposed to lead you to the next chapter of your life. This is what's going to lead you closer to your breakthrough. Okay, you have to understand something. There's some places, like some jobs, like you may be in your hometown, you may be in a city, and you may work at a certain place and you may have worked at this place for 10 years, and then all of a sudden you have to abruptly move and you're like, God, this is crazy. Why do I have to abruptly move? So now you got to leave your favorite coffee shop, your favorite neighborhood, your job that you've been at for 10 years, 15 years, and then as soon as you get to a new state, you may feel like it's the worst thing ever, but then months down the road, you meet the love of your life. You get the job that you have always wanted to do, that you have dreamt of doing, that you have prayed for, but you receive that breakthrough in a whole nother city, a whole nother town. Not only that, but what you don't understand is you left strongholds behind. There was a lot of things that was trying to keep you intact, that was trying to keep you stuck, that was trying to keep you bound and trying to keep you stagnant. And the Lord removed you. And now you're going to notice that once you removed yourself from this environment, this town, these people, you're able to achieve more. You're able to elevate in your life. You're meeting more people. You're noticing that strongholds are broken off of you. You're noticing that the spirit of rejection is not active no more. You're noticing that the spirit of procrastination all of a sudden left you. You're noticing that you have more energy because you're noticing that where you removed yourself from, that environment and place is what was hindering you. And if the Lord would have came to you and said, hey, I need you to pack up and move, you would have been like, okay, God, let me get 4 more confirmations. And when God gives you the next 4 confirmations, you're still waiting for 10 more confirmations. When you get the 10 confirmations, you're still waiting for 15 more confirmations. Before you know it, you're stuck in that same place for another 4 or 5 years. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes God has to force you to abruptly move. God has to take you out of a position. God has to allow something to happen that is going to push you and force you to follow where He needs you to be. Because He says, lean not on your own understanding. There's some things that we don't understand, but our flesh will try to force us to make sense out of it. And because we can't make sense out of it, we become disobedient. So sometimes things have to happen that push us in the direction where God needs us to be, for us to wake up, for us to understand, for the fog to be removed, for us to be like, oh my gosh, God, this is exactly what you wanted me to do, but I was not able to really, be receptive enough to receive what you're trying to say because I was ignorant, or I was in my flesh, or I was fogged There was so much witchcraft going on around me, so much, things going on around me. I wasn't able to focus on what you're trying to say to me. I wasn't able to hear you as clearly as I can hear you now. You see? And for some of you guys, you're being obedient. But this is what's going to help you. And God said it's going to be different this time. And the reason it's going to be different this time is because wherever you're being removed from, you're leaving all the things that was holding you back behind. So when you get to your new destination, you're going to notice that, hey, even though I had to move and it was not the best feeling, I was not prepared for it and I didn't want to do this, I'm noticing that I'm doing a lot of things that I was not able to do where I was before. I'm noticing that I feel better. I'm noticing that I feel different. I'm noticing that I'm achieving more. I'm noticing that my faith is stronger. I'm noticing I can hear God more. I'm noticing I can complete my fast. I can complete my fast. I had to stress that out because do you know how crazy it is sometimes being someone that, can complete your fasts and you're obedient to being so attacked with black magic and being so stagnant and being so fogged to the point where when you start fasting, you don't know what's going on. But as soon as you know you're fasting, all of a sudden you don't want to do it. You're hungry all the time. You're having a hard time completing it. But as soon as you're not told to fast from God, all of a sudden you're going all day without eating and you're not hungry. Because that is an enemy. That is the enemy trying to keep you from fulfilling God's instruction to complete that fast. Because the enemy knew that if you complete that fast, you're going to break whatever he's trying to use to keep you bound. Right? So you're going to notice that when you move from where you are, it's different. It's not the same. And you're going to notice that compared to all the other times where you had to either abruptly move or you had to start over, you're noticing that this time feels different. And that's how you're going to know. You're going to know God's hand is all over that. So I want to give you this confirmation. And some of you guys, you may not accept this confirmation yet because you may think it's not for you, but it's going to be one of those things where it abruptly happens and you're going to think back to this video, right? So the video I posted prior to this, I didn't even give it a title yet. But the video I posted prior to this, I talked about how sometimes when God tells us to do certain things or certain things happen, we think it's the worst thing in the moment, but because many people don't know what could have happened or many people can't see in the spirit to know what could have happened, they think the circumstances that they're currently in is the worst thing. But had God showed them what could have happened, the circumstances that could have happened, they would be grateful that they're actually on the path and they're actually heading in the direction that they're actually heading in. They would be like, man, I prefer this obstacle over the obstacle that could have been. They would be thinking like that. But because not everyone could see, not everyone's a seer to see in the spirit, they won't know, right? And because they won't know, they're going to think that what they're going through in the current moment is the worst thing, right? So watch that video. I think that will help many of you guys. But for this group of people, some of you guys, you've already been told it's going to happen. Some of you guys, it's going to abruptly happen. I'm preparing you. I'm telling you, the Lord is going to tell you that you're going to have to move. And some of you guys, it's not going to be in the same city. It's not going to be from one house to the next house, one apartment to the next apartment in the same city. You're literally moving cities or moving countries. Okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.